Good morning.
Morning, Bill. I see Mr. Bynum's name.
Yes, so do I.
I'm here. I'm working on the video part.
Oh, okay. And
Thank goodness we didn't say anything bad, David.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah.
About that
You got
awful.
that out of the way before I got on, right?
I
Yeah.
and I know absolutely nothing about Carol and Joanne. I don't know if
Oh.
they're coming here or going
They're,
to appear any moment or
probably en route if they aren't online. So
yeah, it's entirely possible. Entirely possible. Bill, how are you? Mr. Bynum?
I'm doing all right.
Did you have a good time away?
We did, and we got another. We're gonna go spend the weekend in Baltimore. We're getting another time away, but we had a great time on the Northern Neck. It was nice to be near water or out of the mountains for a few days.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
We're going to meet our, we're going to Baltimore just as a sort of city getaway, and our 5-year-old grandson will be coming to visit for one of the days, and we'll go to the aquarium there right in the harbor in Baltimore.
Oh,
So
yeah. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's a good one.
Yep.
Yep.
yeah, it is. I have not been to that one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a good
Baltimore.
one. I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so have I. Yep.
I used to do craft shows, and I also did uh, um, theater production in Baltimore. So I spent quite a bit of time there um, at one point. It was many years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But I understand the aquarium has been increased and improved since I was there.
Yeah, I think it has. It's a whole new thing. And um,
So that should be fun. A grandson is always fun.
yes, yes, it's a
Uh,
different experience though. What we do is we will be watching and encouraging him to enjoy the aquarium. We went with him to the contemporary end of the National Gallery uh, early in the summer, and
huh.
it was it was a completely different museum experience when you're watching a 5-year-old appreciate the art,
Yeah.
which he did tremendously. And he had
Oh.
a great preschool teacher who had talked about Kandinsky and other modern artists,
Wow.
and he
Oh
was
wow.
recognizing these things on the walls
Ah.
by the artist, and and ask him what he liked about that particular painting. He'd have an idea, you know.
Oh boy.
Well, you use these basic colors and they harmonize, and and uh,
That's amazing.
uh, it is amazing.
Yeah. Uh,
So I
see
don't
what
know
you.
what he is. He's into nature puzzles a lot. So I'm sure he knows many mammals that I don't even know exist.
Yeah, Jane brought up one the other day from somewhere in Asia that I never heard of that really sounded like something I didn't want to get to know. Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Well, the world of dinosaurs has expanded amazingly with Asian names.
yeah. Well, I think we should go ahead, gentlemen. I
Okay.
whoops, the door is
Ah,
opening. So excuse me for a moment. I have to rearrange.
Okay.
It's us. Sorry.
Did the weather get you?
Yeah, a slow van, and then the sky opened.
Aha.
Really, really opened. so you don't go that fast, and you can't see in front of you. Oh, I see you have a friend of the path here. Is that I think that might be a lanternfly. I don't know. Is it? Should I step on it?
Yeah, go right ahead.
I hate to do that. But it has that weird color.
We've just gotten rid of a bunch of lanternflies, so
These are flat shoes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get it. Oops. Good Lord. I need your flat shoes.
You're shoe-aided.
Yes, please. Oh my God. They're fighting me.
Morning.
I don't like to kill anything, but I do have some things that are harmful.
yeah, lanternflies. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
What do they do?
Oh, they're a real invasive species. It's just hit here really a little bit last year, but much more this year. And they eat a lot of plants. They eat vegetables. They eat certain trees. So there's warnings at the beginning. There were warnings for people to actually call into the Department of Agriculture when we found them, but now they're so everywhere that they.
Oh yeah.
Like, all right, now they're everywhere.
Well, we did call in
Did you?
and had no response at all.
Oh.
But Jane went out and dealt with them.
Yeah, there's different ways you collect them. Did you do the bottle collection?
No.
Or just snapped on? They fly fast, so it's hard to sometimes
Yeah.
step on them.
So, anyway.
Anyway, hi.
Oh,
Communicate with you that we were coming.
I always think I communicate when I'm not rather than when I am.
Well, it might be good just to let me
Either
know.
way.
Okay, well, yeah. It's been that kind of week, sorry.
It's
I
all
think for
right.
both
No,
of us.
no big deal. Obviously, we can adjust.
Oh, thank you. You let us in.
Yeah, we'll let you in. I won't lock the door on you. As you saw, I unlocked it just in case. Okay.
Look at this, really.
She likes you. We have a cat visitor here.
Yes, wrapping itself around their legs.
So, questions, requests. How's your opening and closing? What's happened since last week? Anything?
Yeah, I would say more awareness. Yeah, just a deepening of it. I mean, we've been
Yep.
kind of doing it a bit anyway,
Yeah.
but really kind of, yeah, how to make sure you're, like with everything, right? It's kind of, yeah, how do you incorporate it into the practice without having to think about it? Think about it, but not think about it. Do
That
everything.
takes
Don't
time.
drop everything else when you're
That takes time.
when you're doing that. Yes, we know that. So that's the answer is the same answer I give to most. How's this new thing we're focusing on? It's not really new, and
It's not
Takes
new.
time.
It's we're really revisiting
yeah,
things that we have touched on before, but all of you are better able to go a little deeper
Yes,
at this point.
I feel it.
So
Yep.
it doesn't mean that there aren't questions.
No,
or
yeah. They didn't go deep enough to have questions.
Bill or Bill have anything to add?
No, not really. It was a maintenance week, pretty much for me. uh, uh, Continue working on, in addition to the opening and closing roundness and circularity, but that again, as with everything else, is slow,
Yeah.
but developing. Yeah.
You might share what you shared yesterday.
Oh, which part? I must have talked for 20 minutes.
What you felt was a breakthrough.
Well, I think I said something in class last week about that just the discovery that you've been right all along. I don't need to use muscles to get my hands out. Um, or any other body parts moving really. I mean, obviously there's physical activity, but what I've always perceived as, okay, David's hands are going out, therefore he must be extending muscularly. Um, um, or whatever. Actually, I talked about watching you stand Wuji and last week and seeing your arms move and thinking, okay, that's somewhat similar to what I do when I prepare, just loosening and trying to make sure my shoulders and hips are dropped.
Yep.
But you were actually opening and closing and lengthening and extending. So I, typically see movement as physically motivated and directed. And last week, um, I managed to do number 3 without very much of that. And that was the breakthrough, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Good.
So
Anything for you, Mr. Bynum?
I missed last week in person. I did watch it. It's been a light week for me. I'm not exactly sure in terms of practicing, so I need to get back in the groove on a daily basis.
Okay. Carol?
The maintenance is it
Word of the week.
word of the week.
Okay.
I have been practicing, but hard to stay focused.
Mm. And that's obviously one of the sometimes difficult lessons for us to learn is the ability to stay in the present moment regardless of what's happening around us. And we need to be in the present moment for lots of things in our life outside of thinking about Tai Chi or Qigong. But we need to be in the present moment, hopefully at each moment, whatever we're doing. But it is a difficult one for us. Our culture is so focused on thinking and doing if you try hard enough that learning to let go and to stay in the present moment is not easy for us. So it's an ongoing practice.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to look at opening and closing the quad today.
Speaking of energy.
Speaking of energy.
I think that was my it really working on the qua was my kind of aha moment
Mm.
in terms of being able to move about that I had been in trying to get up with all my knee and hip problems, just feeling like I was trying to do that in a muscular way, and then kind of this was a while ago now, as we focused on the qua, just realizing that kind of moving from the energy of the qua made all the difference.
Yeah. Aha.
The aha, that was my
That would seem to be an aha moment.
yes.
So you can look at the qua from two different perspectives. One, you can talk about how the qua physically moves the inside of your body, and that is the area where the iliopsoas and the adductor muscles join together. And that is where the physical movement is going to come from. But what is also important about it, about the qua, is that it is the area that controls two important things. The transference of energy from the torso to the feet and the feet to the torso, and it is the place which controls the left and right channels inside the body. So the qua is also responsible for taking all the energy of the left and right channels of your body and bringing them into the central channel. So it has two main functions. Now the iliopsoas and adductor muscles are going to literally wrap your spine the way you would use a piece of rawhide to wrap a spearhead once in the past, perhaps. So if the qua is able to move easily, it releases the pressure from the lower spine around the sacrum, or even a little bit higher. And what's happening inside the legs. So it regulates the pressure moving between your spine and your legs. If anyone has a low back problem, some malfunction of the qua is usually involved. The other issue is that your qua is also directly connected to your femur. And the motion of your qua is what is responsible for moving the ball and socket of your hip joint. If the qua is stuck, the ball and the socket in your hip will get frozen. And that results in bad backs, bad hips, bad knees, things that you really don't want to have. Conversely, if they move smoothly, everything works as it should. And the human body performs within the specifications it is designed for. Now, what we have is that the qua is going to be slightly opening up your hip socket as it opens. And the closing motion of the qua will close the hip socket. This is rather important. Now, the qua and the hip socket are not the same thing. The qua is what controls the movement of the thigh, the end of which has a ball, and that ball is what fits into the hip socket. But it is the ball moving that is how the qua actually affects what you do. So in one sense, the qua and the hip socket are a one-piece deal. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Now the qua is technically a cavity, and cavities in the body are those places which have nothing solid in them. They form a nexus where many energy channels cross through them. Everyone is familiar with the big energy channels, starting with the left, right, and center. And then we go to the 12 acupuncture meridians. But in truth, you actually have somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 functional energy channels in your body. And a lot of them are controlled by the qua. So getting energy and physical movement to occur together and having the qua be healthy and strong is really important. So the qua is a cavity. It is not simply a joint. But because of its central relationship to all Qigong movements, when your qua moves, it moves all your joints. The Chinese have a phrase, the big moves the small, and the small changes the big. So the big is the qua. It is actually the place that will cause all the joints of your body to open and close simultaneously. And the individual joints will change the input going into the qua, which will somewhat determine how it tells you to open and close your joints simultaneously. The qua is also incredibly important for getting rid of back pain. And we might at some point go into specifics about how you can do that in Gods. But for now, we want to look at a qua squat, which is something that can help you to recognize if your qua is actually doing something. So I want to make one point here. Bending and stretching your qua is the bending and stretching any other muscle, like the iliopsoas. Opening and closing the qua is happening because of the energy gates in the center of the qua. It's an energetic phenomena. It is not done by stretching. In the center of every joint in your body, there is an energy gate. And there are also cavities in your body, which are more important than the joints. There is a center in the middle of the cavity that has an energy gate which pulses. By pulsing, it extends energy out of the cavity to the rest of the body, and it sucks the energy from the rest of the body into the cavity. So the point that is in the center of your core cavity is going to expand and contract and pulse. You can make it do this. Forget about bending and stretching in the qua. That was worked on earlier in this program. Now it's about having the cavity trigger every energetic connection and have them move in coordination. When this becomes the most, where this becomes the most important is in the joints. The spine is a little bit trickier. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. As you do a qua squat, your kneecaps are going to stay still. Your sacrum is going to go toward the floor and rise up. You are not supposed to use your quadriceps, which is how people normally do a squat, and your feet remain parallel. And we're going to go into a practice of this, but I want to just be really clear, because there is certainly a confusion about where is this cavity and where is this energy gate in the joint. So obviously we know where the hip joint is, and the hip joint energy gate, the qua energy gate in the hip joint, is right in the middle of the joint. The qua cavity is actually that point that we have talked about that is approximately halfway between the perineum and the point of the hip joint. So it's the qua cavity is going to be somewhere in this area, whereas the hip joint energy gate is here. So they are close, but they are not the same thing. They're two absolutely separate energy gates. So just, yeah.
Where is the iliopsoas? I'm not really familiar. My anatomy lessons were when John was in school, nursing school.
So the iliopsoas is a really important muscle. As I said, it wraps. It attaches to the spine. It goes through the pelvis and actually attaches down to the knee. So it is a really important muscle that moves, has a lot to do with how the leg moves. And because it's attached to the spine, that's one of the reasons why when the iliopsoas contracts too tight, you get back pain. The iliopsoas is one of those muscles that your therapist may work on sometimes if you have a massage therapist, because it can do an incredible job of releasing lower back pain. And it's hard to get to it because it's deep in. So often they have to go into this, in roughly this area of the or even a little bit higher, but really have to go through these muscles to get to the iliopsoas. The adductors are on the inside of the leg and also go up and attach to the spine. And as the word would indicate, they're the muscles that adduct the leg, that pull the leg in. And there are, of course, other muscles involved here, but those two that we talked about, just so you're aware of that. Other questions about anything at the moment? Okay. So
I still don't have a picture of what that is on the body.
It's like a wrap.
But is it coming around here? Is it coming?
it goes through the pelvis. It doesn't go around the pelvis.
Oh, it's not a wrap then. I was thinking of it differently.
Because I'll send you a picture of it.
Good.
How about that?
Good idea.
I was gonna look,
Actually,
okay, does that show? I mean, those
No.
are meridian points, but not
No,
muscles.
that won't show the muscles. Actually, I think I have one in the file because I think when we originally talked about this, I handed that out in the handout that I gave out at that time. So I will find that and
Thank you.
send it to everybody
Great, yep, good.
so you can be clear about that.
Mhm.
It's an extremely important muscle, and it's one we often just aren't aware of, except that we have pain. We don't know why. So, any questions from the Bills?
Nope.
Okay. So, the first thing we're going to do is practice this qua squat, and I want you to use a chair that's movable but not a rolling chair.
That's what we tend to sit in on the Zoom.
I want you to stand up and, starting from your basic structure, place your knees against the edge of the chair. It might be a little below your knee, but that's okay. Make sure the guys have got a chair there.
There.
So, making sure your feet are parallel. One of the things I would say is that you don't want to do this exercise with your knees against the wall. That does not work very well. And so, the first stage is very simple. Your sacrum is going to go straight down and come up, but your knees should not move the chair either forward, nor should they move away from the chair. And you may not go very far at first, so don't worry about that if you haven't done this before.
Okay. It's going down and up.
Yeah.
That doesn't, you know. I
What?
probably do it, but I don't know what. I mean, that doesn't.
Right.
The brain is
It's
saying
not
no.
working
No,
for
no,
you.
no. So.
You want my chair?
Sure. Let me have your chair for a minute. So you're gonna, what you're working now. Remember, this is a qua squat we're working on,
Mm-hmm.
which is different than a qua fold, which we'll work on in a little bit. But what you're going to do here is allow the qua to fold, and you want to get the sacrum to go as straight down as possible and as straight up as possible. And you're going to let your body bend forward with the upper body straight. And you simply go as far as you can. And one of the reasons why you want to work on this is that so often when we're doing a knee, anything that involves bending the knee, our tendency is to push them forward. And that takes stress right into the legs and the back. So you want to learn how to do a qua squat without pushing the knees forward or letting them move away from their position. And you want that movement to happen from your qua, not the quadriceps. Now, taking this a little bit further, put your mind inside your qua. Go inside it and see if you can feel some sort of energy center there. And then by shrinking that energy center, let your legs go down. So your qua is moving your legs. And then of course you want to open that energy center and expand it to make your legs go up. Your knees stay on the chair. And your back remains straight as you bend forward.
I think the trick is to make sure you don't push your spine or your butt out.
Exactly.
I mean, we've done this, yeah,
Yep, exactly.
before, right?
So now let's try something else. You can do this seated on a chair, although I will say the best way to do it is to sit on the ground with your back tight against a wall.
That's happening. I can get on the ground, I just can't get off the ground. I'll try the chair.
So sit in a chair. You want your legs to be stretched straight out as
Oh,
much.
as if I was sitting on the floor.
Yeah. As if you were sitting on the floor,
Okay.
indeed.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
And then you want to try to get your feet to move out and in by just opening and closing the qua.
Mm.
And they're not probably going to do much. So can you feel the qua moving your feet?
It's really about the opening and the closing.
Yeah, it's about the opening and closing, causing that. And it's hard not to just use the muscles.
And I explained to Carol what we were trying to do. Sorry about that. Okay.
So keeping your back against the back of the chair fairly straight. As I was saying earlier, this is better done on the floor, but we can do
But
it.
none of us are on the floor, you'll notice.
I understand that on the floor is not necessarily the best position for everyone, but you do want the legs to go out straight in front of you. And then you don't have to hold them don't try to hold them in the air, because that will cause you to tighten everything up. And then you're just going to close the qua, to draw the feet in a bit, and open the qua to push them back out. And if you're doing this, it's probably best to do it without shoes, because the shoes grab on the floor.
Yeah, didn't do it with exercise.
Yeah. So we're really trying to find how the closing and the opening causes some movement without it being a physical movement. We want to find, how do we do this with energy? And at first the movement will be very small, and that's okay.
Is your torso moving?
No. In this particular exercise, no. All that's happening is, as your qua closes, it's drawing the feet in, and as the qua opens, it pushes the feet out. So clearly, as we're doing these, they each need to be done for a longer period to really develop a clear awareness. We can begin to get a little bit in a few minutes, but this is a whole sequence of practices to work through.
Let me ask a question based
Sure.
on what Carol just asked in terms of is your torso moving? Because my torso was moving in some ways, similar to when we stood,
Yeah.
right? When both my back and my legs were moving. So in this case, you would prefer that we try not to have too much of the energy in the back.
In this case, you're just focusing on the connection between the qua
Okay.
and the feet,
All right, yep,
not the connection between the qua and the spine.
I got you. Okay.
Any other
Okay.
questions? Yeah.
When I'm sitting here,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I've got a barrier here.
Yep.
So
That's-
that I can understand why on the floor would be better, because I was sitting on the edge of the seat, but then I'm focusing on staying upright.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You can, if getting on the floor is an issue, you can do this on a bed.
I was gonna say on the bed, yeah,
Yeah.
against the bedboard, yeah.
Someplace where you can rest your back against something that will support it and keep your back vertical.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just focus on that connection between the qua and your feet. Did that
Yeah.
answer that for you?
Because, or if I'm doing it in a chair, to support my back.
You could.
Move it out further.
Yeah. I'm sitting on a stool, so it's really
You got a little
easy
thin.
easy for me, or easier for me to do that. But it is definitely doing it on a bed is better, because if you can't get on the floor, because you can really get that angle of getting
Yeah.
your back straight, and then
Yeah.
having the movement of the qua, the energy of the qua, the opening and closing of the qua move the feet and legs.
Yeah, in doing it, I can feel the energy moving my legs in, but moving my legs out, my heels kind of get stuck on the floor a little.
Yeah,
I'm probably a little damp too because it's wet out, so that doesn't help any.
absolutely.
But I can feel the energy. And the point
Yeah.
is, don't start with thinking of moving your foot.
Right. Think of the qua.
Right.
Okay. So now let's stand up. And just stand in a basic structure with your feet parallel. And remember, that includes having your sacrum slightly tucked so it's pointing straight down to your feet. And now, what we really want to do is a qua fold. And in a qua fold, the back does not significantly bend forward. In a qua squat, it does. Okay? So, what I'm saying is, when you make that connection, you're going to use the qua to simply sit down, and you're not going to go very far, and open back up, and let that qua closing allow you to sink, and opening allow you to rise. You're trying to really focus on the connection from the qua through the legs, not the back at the moment. Trying to move your pelvis up and down. And ideally, as you're doing this, you want to actually feel something sink and rise through your legs. Qua to feet and back up to the qua. open the qua and you're coming up, be really aware that you are coming up from the feet to the qua. And then when you close, you're going down from the qua to the feet. Ideally, you'd like this movement to be very smooth, going up and down, without any sense of using the muscles of your thighs. You also want to have the feeling as you close that the energy is coming from the crown of your head through your body to the qua. As you close, all the energy from the crown of your head goes down to your feet. Then when you open your qua, bring it up from your feet through your qua and send it to the crown of your head. Not to lean forward, keeping your back straight. If you need to a little, do so, but keep it at a minimum. And as you go down in the qua fold, only go as low in the beginning as you can and still have all this coming from your qua. You can go a lot lower just by leaning forward. And as we do in a qua squat, as we do in movement 2. But once you do that, it is easy to not use your qua. You're probably just stretching. As you're doing this, I want you to also be aware of your perineum. So as you close, you want to have the sense of energy going down from your qua and down from your perineum to your feet. opening up, energy going up to the qua and your perineum, and up to the crown of your head. Now you are essentially integrating everything in a vertical up and down movement. And that's going to change if you bend forward. Or not, because the nature of where your head and your feet are is going to remain constant. It's very hard to change that unless you put your legs behind your head, and most of us can no longer do that. Now I want you to begin doing movement 2. Where obviously you're going to be using the qua squat.
I need to say something. So I
Okay.
don't feel I'm using my muscles, but I can feel my muscles. I mean, obviously they're moving.
Yep.
But yeah, it just, does that mean I'm using them too much and I don't know it?
It's a transition.
Okay. A gentle answer.
You're trying to really, at this point, simply get as little muscular movement
Yeah.
as possible and clearly feel the energy movement.
Yeah, that's simple. I'm just moving back so I'm not sure I'm not
It's fine.
getting it.
So as you're doing movement 2, you're going to use your qua and perineum to open and close. And you're still opening as you reach the crown of your head. And keep opening up until your energy has extended to your etheric body above your head. And then go down. You're closing, bringing your energy from the crown of your head down through your qua and perineum down to the bottom of your feet. And keep going until your energy has extended to your etheric body below your feet. As you come up, bring the energy up the inside of your legs to the perineum through your qua, which is powering this through the center of your body to the crown of your head. what your qua is doing now is regulating the energy in your left and right channels, which also is going to be in your arms and legs. So the opening and closing of the qua is mostly about everything up to your diaphragm. And the slight opening and closing of your armpits is everything from your diaphragm to the crown of your head and your fingertips. Make sure that you don't bend down more than is comfortable for you, or more than you can continue to feel as though your hips and perineum and qua are connected to your feet. But not only connected to your feet, but also connected to the top of your head. Make sure all the points stay together and eventually extend to your fingertips. When you complete the next one, you can pause. And sit down if you like. So, how did that work for you?
Felt more energetic.
Good.
It was interesting to think of the diaphragm and the armpits. Like all of a sudden I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think it smoothed it out. It brought attention, bringing the attention to the qua um, changes the energy of the movement for me, which has been more in my hands, and it's a big movement physically, and I think that it condenses the movement energetically to focus on the qua.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you may find that as you begin to focus on this way, that it reduces the size of your movements for a while. Because you realize there is a point where your muscles kick in as the primary mover rather than the energy. I mean, obviously there's some muscular movement or you wouldn't be moving. But we don't want it to be only because of the muscles. We want the energy to be the cause of the movement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that feels different.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Anything for you, Mr. Nagel?
I got very warm, so I'm assuming the energy was moving around.
Well, that's good. How was your awareness of your qua?
I think it was pretty good, especially the connection between the claw and the feet.
Good.
So, not quite perfect, but
You know, we're working on
A
it.
step forward. Yeah, and that's one of the important things about really being aware of and being able to function with the claw is it really helps us to begin to be aware of the energy in our legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to really make sure that we are moving the energy through our legs, because we focus so much on these
Yes.
appendages we're waving around in front of our eyes, and we forget about the fact that the movement of the legs moves 10 times as much energy as the movement of the arms through the body. So what we do with the legs is actually much more important
Mhm.
than what we do with our arms.
That's why we have to have 10 times as much movement to the arms.
Right. I mean, as I look at you, Carol, and I think, and I know you're taller, but yeah, like look at how much bigger our legs are than our arms. It makes sense.
Okay.
Well, they are. I mean, so that there's more. It makes sense that there'd be more energy going through them.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
we see these, we pay more attention to these in our lives.
So in that practice, when I started paying any attention to their arms, it just got confusing and said, oh, okay, they'll just do their thing. Let's focus on what's important today.
Good.
Right, because you know they'll do it.
They'll do something.
Yeah.
And you just let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But bring it all the way up to the head. I feel the energy in my head fairly easily.
Uh-huh.
So okay, I know it's moving because it's getting there.
Because you feel it.
But it's not. It takes more focus, concentration, relaxing. I don't know what it is to
Both.
feel it. And
Remembering the role of the perineum is helpful.
Yeah. Yes, and we tend to forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was helpful in your reminding of that, yes.
So, well, another piece of the puzzle to play with. So, have a good week playing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you there.
thank you.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
See you. Have a
Glad to
good
have you
week.
back, Bill.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Is the qua squat the position that Bruce has that interesting description of?
I'm sorry?
Is this qua squat? Was another name that Bruce used for that?
We use qua squat and qua fold. They're different.
But they're different. Yes. Right.
But yes. So what we're doing in movement 2 is definitely a qua squat. We begin to move towards the qua fold in 5, 6, and 7.
I think that, and that's where I think, yeah, yes, that's where
Yeah, I think I'm doing.
we're folding, we're
we're
folding too much.
Then fold in like the 5 and 6, because in practicing the fold, there's not much movement. And I was thinking, okay, I'm not moving much. How am I going to get my arms up there to get the energy? Well, the arms don't have to pull the energy.
No.
Because just stand doing there, the energy's going up.
You know, it's interesting you said that. What came to my mind is, did you guys learn energy gates?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
So movement,
at some point.
the third
Yeah.
swing.
Movement what?
Well, all 3 of the swings, but particularly the third swing is a real lesson in the energy moving everything, but particularly moving the arms, because we're so focused on doing with the arms.
Yeah.
That was the lesson that Bill had, what the aha he had last week
Right.
in his practice. They're working on the short form in the Tuesday class, and the difference in the action of his upper body and arms was really amazing in 1 week.
Mm.
Because he was, I hope you don't mind me talking about you.
Yeah, because he's going to check this one out.
Yeah, he really will. But he was doing things like getting to follow and focus, and he would get here and do this.
Mm.
And it's not. It's just coming out of the body.
Right.
And so that's a really, it's a really important piece.
And I think to look at like 2 and 5, there's so many. It's so similar and so different.
Yeah.
In number of ways, right? Where the hands,
Yep, very different.
where the twisting is happening and everything.
But where the energy's moving is, one's going up and down, the other one's going down and up.
Right. But we need to, but I think that we are probably both doing a little bit too much qua fold and not enough qua squat. I kind of,
The other way.
I just found it.
Doing too much qua squat and not enough qua fold.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
For 5.
Oh, for 5, right. But I mean, just in 2,
No,
I felt like I was folding too much.
Ah.
Just now. I felt like, wait a minute, am I moving? I mean, sometimes it's hard when you're. I wasn't trying to look at myself. Maybe I'll look at myself and see how. Could you do 2 just sideways so I could watch, so I could see that again as I'm thinking about it right now?
Sure. 2 sideways.
2 sideways. Yep, I understand. So there is a, because of the arm movement, the body moves,
Yeah.
More
that
forward.
Well,
would-
it's a cross squat.
that is a squat.
right? Yeah.
So
And
it does
because
that.
it's a squat, you can move
Yeah.
lower. But in doing 5, you can't do that.
Right. To do all of 5,
So
that's a much.
if you so that really is, because you're condensing the movement, it really becomes more of a qua forward
I hear you.
than and it's it's confusing at first.
Yes. Yes, it is.
No question. I mean, that's. Did that help?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got an update now. Again, you're like, oh, I had that, and then you're like, oh my God, what?
So, any form questions? How about the qua and the form?
Oh yeah. No, I didn't. I have to say, yeah, this has been kind of a horrible week. But I think the thing that I did try this week was that I think you mentioned last week or the last time I did it that I was not putting my foot down empty, so I kind of focused on making sure that just going back, just reminding myself of that. I don't want to move forward and then kind of go, whoa. Bang.
It's, that's right. You know, at our age, it becomes more of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have as good balance as we did even 10 years ago, probably.
No, but I think
Most of us, but
most of us. But I think one of the things that I do find this practice helps me with this, all of this helps me with, is balance. So I don't want to assume I don't.
no.
You know, you want to do it as light as you can. Until you
And
can't.
again, that, you know, energy gates the second and third swings. You are focused on, in the legs, the qua rotating and moving the leg, not the leg moving itself.
Yep.
And you have to go to 100% in order to do that. So it's a,
Yep.
you know, all these parts help teach us all the different things.
Right. When to do what?
So
So back to the qua fold and the
yeah,
In the form.
well, that was the last thing you said. Then I'm like, okay, yeah, let's.
well, we're not in the form. We're not doing a qua squat
Right.
particularly, nor are we exactly doing a qua fold, because we're doing the C curve. We're doing.
Yeah.
So, but the qua is. We still want all of that to be driven. Certainly the lower part of the body to be driven through the qua.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's
That makes that makes sense.
and that's the hard part.
Yes, I was kind of like, where is it in the fall? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Now I'm fine. Now
Well, because even right at the beginning, our tendency is to do it through the muscles.
yes.
Instead of being really aware of the energy and allowing the opening of the qua to drive that movement. So,
Yep.
another piece.
Right, but that's a helpful piece because I think that has been what I've been trying in the last month or two, right? That I particularly and making sure, particularly looking at the opening and closing to remember where it's coming from.
Yeah, that's what the opening
Doesn't just kind of
closing-
appear.
Yeah. And,
In the
it's,
elbow.
and to get ourselves to let go of focusing on the opening and closing of the arms and back, which we have focused on
Mhm.
because it's so hard for us to let go of shoving.
Yeah.
But once you have that, you really have got to get the qua and the lower body doing the same things, so that those movements, the one I think about is when we see, we've done this, and we're doing this, is when we go to here,
Oh yeah.
and this has to be an opening
Uh-huh.
the qua and the rest of the body. It's not.
It's really coming from the quality back.
It's coming from here.
Yeah.
And that's one of the movements. It's interesting. That's one of the movements where you can pretty clearly get a sense of that.
I understand. Yeah.
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 So I guess what I would say is maybe this week when you are able to do a little bit of the form to really think about using the qua.
Mhm.
It's like when we practice it without arms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. But you're right. But I understand exactly what you're saying.
But then you
Because
can.
then you have to figure out what's going on down there.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And,
So-
and it's, in the form, there are times when one side of the one qua is closing and the other one's opening.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Sure.
It's
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
massaging itself.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Sure.
Well, that's the thing with the form is that it's the two sides are not always doing the same thing.
Right.
That's kind of
Perhaps.
rare.
Not often doing this.
Not often doing the same thing.
As opposed to right.
So recognizing that Pung was two different energies,
Uh huh.
but G is both are doing the same thing.
Uh huh.
But on it goes.
All right.
Enough, ladies?
Enough. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a lot. Yeah. Good though.
Good. Yeah, it's great. I'm glad you made it.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, we
I
didn't
will
tell
make-
you.
Well, I kind of. Well, I wonder what's going to be. What's going to happen this week? Do I need to be able to? Do I need to be here or there?
Oh well, you have
Well,
right. You have
yeah.
What does John need? And then I'm
Well,
I'm
you-
always trying to get here if I can. And so
Yeah.
that's no matter what. Yeah.
But, you guys have a lot going on. More than I do, so for the most part. So
Yes, you've got the whole world going on, and I'm
work
trying to
14.
avoid the rest of the world. But
oh, I know.
I worked 14 hours yesterday.
thank you.
I mean, part of it was. Oh, you have to shut that off. But part of it's just hard to deal with a lot of these things. I have to be at a memorial tomorrow morning, so I will not be in.
Oh,
It's actually a memorial of someone who died quite a while ago, but it's an anniversary memorial in London at the gravesite. So I promised I'm going to be there, and then I have to be at Swarthmore College for a Peace and Justice Studies Association for the rest of the week. which is at least lovely because Swarthmore is a beautiful school. I mean, it's just on a lovely campus. It's on a
It's in
hill.
New York?
No, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
It's in the southwest of Philadelphia. But I've been there. The Swarthmore has a peace collection, and so like all of the archives of most of the peace groups that I've worked with are there. So
Ah.
I've worked closely with with that program, and then War Resisters League when we became 100. Right as we were getting to that and looking at all of our work, we decided to hire an intern to work on our archives. And we were looking for somebody who really had this experience. And we ended up hiring somebody who lived 10 minutes away. And we had her, she was so good, we repeated the internship. And then we hired her as a consultant, and then Swarthmore hired her away.
You trained her up.
We
and
got her a
that's
job. She
Wow.
got her master. She finished her master's. She was getting it when she was our intern. Anyway, so she'll be there. I'll see her, which will be lovely. And she's
Yeah.
doing an exhibit at the Peace Collection for people who have never been there. And so anyway, but yeah, we have a literature table, a workshop, and an exhibit to produce. So I have to go home and finish packing and writing my job. More things than I can account.
Well, good luck with all of that.
And trying not to pay too much attention to
I will be sure
the
and,
news, but yeah, but I have to.
and record tomorrow.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think this is the kind of conference where you hope that there's, this is kind of the legacy of various aspects of peace activism, kind of what does it mean to the present, kind of peace and justice work, and studies.
Yeah.
Because these are a lot of academics, but a lot of activists too. And Deborah Else played a very important role there, I think, for many years. So it's kind of been one of
Yeah.
my things.
Well, that should be very interesting.
It should be. Yeah, especially now. Oh, God.
Yes.
Well, the workshop we're doing is on, the workshop we offer, it's a round table, is on the three things that War Resisters League has kind of historically done. One is draft resistance and counter recruitment, GI resistance. So we have somebody coming in who's done that with us, who lives near Philly. War tax resistance and nonviolence training. So I do the nonviolence training piece. And so I think that couldn't be more applicable right now. I mean, we wrote this thing 6 months ago, kind of not quite sure where we knew. I mean, he was already in by then, but yeah. So I think it'll be a good session.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
But
Between here and there.
I mean, I was on a call last night from War Resisters League, and we're like, we've got to get this money to this group because they're trying to get veterans on the ground to talk about GI rights hotline and all of that, and right now, and as I was saying, I'm like, and they're flying right now from Texas to Illinois, the National Guard last night. So
The National Guard.
yeah, the Texas National Guard is going into Illinois because the Illinois governor is refusing to call. He won't, right?
Right.
And so Texas offered. Of course they did. Hello. And so yeah. I mean, what a mess that'll be.
Oh, I admire the fact that you seem to remain relatively balanced in the middle of all of this.
I have to find that somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of lost it a few times yesterday, but that's just our frustration. It's more. I mean, yeah, it is all that pressure, but yeah, I mean, nobody can do anything if we lose it all. But yeah, I can't. But that also means you don't absorb all the news all the time. I mean, yesterday was October 7th. I had to keep the news off because I couldn't keep hearing about the attack, the anniversary over and over and over again. And sometimes it's just so much the news focus on one side or not the other, kind of like that doesn't justify 2 years of what has happened, right? It's all wrong. It's all wrong. But
is right.
all right.
All right.
But we're getting rain today. That's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
We need rain. Good
Our
heavens.
wells will be happy.
Oh my goodness. No.
Will the trees will be happy as they.
Hmm?
The trees will be
The
happy.
trees
as
will
they
be
go to
happy.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything needs good rain.
Everything needs
It's
the
supposed to
rain.
get cold though. They're talking about freeze.
Yeah.
Thursday night, Friday. To take
Yeah.
the fact I still have basil on the ground. I don't really have time to make pesto today.
Yeah.
Your spare time.